fighting the Avengers to stealing costumes, allow me to tell you the top 12 Godzilla facts. Number 12. Not by design. Everyone knows the Godzilla to be this monstrous, dinosaur-like creature who can destroy people and buildings in seconds. But the creature we see on screen wasn't actually what the creator imagined. In fact, Godzilla was supposed to be an octopus-based monster. We're glad the creator changed his mind in the end. Number 11. Stolen costume. Over the years, the Godzilla costume has gone through a ton of changes. Sometimes they were planned and sometimes they were stolen. We're not kidding. The iconic Godzilla suit that was used in both the 1989 and the 1991 films were stolen a year after the second movie premiere. The crew searched everywhere, but nobody found it for months, which was very stressful because the Godzilla vs. Mothra movie was filming and they needed the costume. Also because the costume was worth over $30,000 on its own. Thankfully, the suit was found at the beach and was soon recovered, just in time to continue filming the now iconic movie. Thank God. Number 10. Series of appearances. The Godzilla character is one of the most well-known film characters in the entire world, put on the same level as Kong and Jaws. That being said, there are a lot of popular movie franchises that have thought about giving the dinosaur a small cameo in their own projects. The first one being the Avengers. For years, Marvel created several comic books where Godzilla makes appearances and fights with the superhero team. Aside from the Marvel franchise, film creators also saw crossover appeal with Batman, the Fantastic Four, and Jurassic Park. Which one would you want to see first? Number 9. What are you? Did you ever sit in the movie theater and ask, what even is Godzilla? You and everyone else in the world. Yet what we didn't realize is that his identity is all in his name. Godzilla in Japanese, where it is created, is separated into two foreign words meaning gorilla and whale. So Godzilla is just a huge gorilla whale creature. Who knew? Number 8. A household name. Godzilla's one of the biggest names out there. The fictional character even has his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, on the same level as famous actors and living legends. But one thing you might not realize is that he's even more popular overseas. In Tokyo, Japan, he's widely as respected as Hello Kitty and Pokemon. He has his own statue in the heart of the city, as well as a slide shaped like him as tall as a 3-story building. Even the music from Godzilla is a household thing. One of the crew members on the Godzilla films talked about the music in the franchise by saying, "To me, Godzilla's theme is just as iconic, as pivotal as James Bond's theme, Jaws' theme, Star Wars, you name it." There are certain legacy properties where the music is undeniably intertwined with its success. I'd put Terminator in that category. If you ever decided on taking the mantle of resurrecting or continuing these franchises, the music is a part of it. We'll make sure to make note of that. Number 7. Director of War. The director of Godzilla, Ishiro Honda, doesn't have the same particular background as the other people in the entertainment industry. Number 6. Respect. Speaking of Ishiro Honda, he's one of the most admired directors to date. Mostly because Godzilla is one of the first things to come from the movie genre of science fiction. When describing Ishiro and his contributions so far, Steve Reifel, producer and Godzilla book writer, said, "If you had to strip this entire genre down to one film, Godzilla 1954 is the one. It's the only one that truly matters." Honda was recently described to me as a journeyman who captured the zeitgeist over and over in his films. And I think that's why Honda is so much more significant than a lot of these other filmmakers you're talking about. His films weren't just big action science fiction spectacles. They often and very consistently captured something about what was going on at that moment in time in Japan and in the world. You took the words right out of our mouths. Number 5. Where did you go? At the end of every single Godzilla movie, the monstrous creature just disappears into the night and the credits come up on the screen. But where does he go? The Hamptons? Antarctica? Well, we just got the answer. In a recent interview, Michael Dougherty, director of the amazing movie Godzilla, King of Monsters, gave the fans the important information by saying, "At the end of every Godzilla movie, typically he wanders out into the ocean. Where he goes and will always remain a mystery. But I always like to believe, like any good dragon or heroic character, Godzilla deserves a place to go. A place he can call home. Maybe Tokyo?" Number 4. Old versus new. Speaking of Godzilla King of Monsters, many fans were wondering why the creators didn't include any characters of the past Godzilla films. Michael also had a reason for this by explaining that he believes in putting in new characters before adding in the old. He talked about it, saying, "There was a moment where I wanted to bring in some of the other Toho monsters for that final coronation scene at the very end of the film. We could reveal Gigan, Violante, and those guys, but we just didn't have the budget for it. So I just embraced the challenge and introduced some original monsters, which is just as much part of the tradition. Instead of referencing or recycling, Toho has the tradition of always adding characters. It felt like a cool challenge to do the same. Well, I guess the next movie will show them." Number 3. Trailblazer. Nowadays, when filming a movie with a fictional character, the design team will use CGI. But when the Godzilla films first came out, there wasn't any of the technological advances we now have. So they had to get creative. Instead of trying to do it digitally, a man actually wore the large and tall Godzilla suit over himself, a technique called suitmation. This wasn't a thing before this franchise, and this really paved the way for filmmaking. Who said Godzilla was always evil? Number 2. His child. One thing only original fans know about Godzilla is that he has a child of his own. Seen in the movie Son of Godzilla, his strong child Manila is shown to the fans and everyone went crazy. And just like his father, he's incredibly tough and brings new skills to the franchise. Is it confusing that Godzilla has the ability to make a kid? Maybe, but we won't get into that here. Number 1. Godzilla vs. Kong. Similar to Batman always fighting Superman, Godzilla has always had a nemesis: Kong. Kong is a large gorilla monster who's been fighting with Godzilla for several decades. But now I think fans are going to see their final brawl. The highly anticipated and exciting blockbuster film Godzilla vs. Kong is debuting this year and we can't wait. So what do you think? Do you think that Godzilla vs. the Avengers will ever be a live-action movie? Have you ever seen the Godzilla statue? Do you have any predictions for the new movie Godzilla vs. Kong? Be sure to let us know in the comments below. Give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell to be notified whenever we post a new video. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time.